Let A, B, C, and D be real numbers greater than or equal to 2. 4 functions are listed below. The values of which of the listed functions will exceed the value of all the other listed functions as x approaches infinity. So here you can see this is limited to the third degree. This is second degree, and this is a linear function. This here is your exponential function, and we know that the exponential function really gets large as it approaches infinity. So this definitely will be the best answer here. Okay, Shakira and Julia have completed a typing class. The table below gives the typing speeds in watts per minute on different days during the 99-day class. No, the typing speed of each student in the class was measured at the end of each of the days in the table. Okay, to the nearest 1%, what is the percentage increase in Julia's typing speed from the first day of class to the 99th day of class? So we're looking at the growth from 35 to 55. So let's see, how do we go about that? Let's find the difference. The difference is 20. The starting point is 35 multiplied by 100. Let's go ahead and do this. This is 7. This is 400 divided by 7, which is going to be roughly 57.1. So your answer is going to be D. A straight line through the point with xy coordinates -1, 1. So -1, 1 has a slope of 2 and also contains point 3D. So let's get our slope. The slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And we're told our slope is 2. So 2 equal to y2 minus y1, d minus 1 over 3 minus -1. So we have 2 equal to d minus 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. D minus 1 equal to 8 because we're going to cross product. And D is equal to 9. Right here. And then we have this one right here. In the standard XY coordinate plane, an angle with measure alpha is in standard position and the point -3,7. So let's just draw this. -3,7. So that's going to be right here. So we're going to do it right here. And let's draw. And the point -3,7 is on the terminal side of the angle. What is cosine of alpha? So let's go ahead and do this. So this here is -3,7. So that means this is -3 here, and this is 7. We're trying to find, remember that your angle always forms with the x-axis. It never forms with the y-axis. If you're trying to find a reference angle, it's always going to be with your x-axis. So now we want to find cosine, and we know that cosine, SOHCAHTOA, we need adjacent, which is -3 here, and then we need to know this right here. So let's call this C over here. So C squared is A squared plus B squared, and because we're dealing with lengths, we just ignore the negative on the 3, which is going to be 3 squared plus 7 squared, which is going to be 9 plus 49, 58. So C is the square root of 58. Now, what do we need to do? We need to figure out which of these is the best. I can already see that my cosine is going to be -3 over C. -3 over square root of 58. That is B. And let's do one more. It says the real numbers A and B are unknown. It is known that A is less than 0. B is also less than 0. But A over B is less than 1. So what this simply tells us, because we know that we're dividing two negative numbers, So the absolute value of A must be less than the absolute value of B, which simply tells you that A as a value is greater than B. So let's pick any value of A, and we can start with 1 and 2. So A is going to be -1, B is -2. So we are going to now put that in here. A minus B, A is -1 minus -2, -1 plus 2, which is equal to 1. So let's use this to see if we can eliminate some answer choices. Less than 0, no. Less than or equal to 0, no. Less than or equal to 1, potentially. Greater than 0, potentially. Greater than or equal to 1, potentially. So let's try another number. Let's go -3 greater than -5. So this is going to, A minus B is going to be -3 minus -5, which is -3 plus 5, and this is 2. So greater than 0, definitely. Less than or equal to 1, nope. Greater than or equal to 1, not necessarily. I mean, this is a good answer. It's not necessarily greater than or equal to 1, because we can see instances where it's 1, we can see instances where it's greater than 1. So this is not, you could fall for this as a possible answer choice, but the best answer choice that satisfies both scenarios is that our value is greater than 0. So this is pretty much how you answer this type of questions. These are very common questions on the ACT. So just take note. If you start solving through the problem and you're not 100% sure of your answer, just try a different set of numbers. If the second one doesn't really give you, you can try about three sets of numbers. That will give you. Now, we went with mostly numbers that are small. If you feel like these are not good enough, you can go to maybe double-digit numbers if that works for you, if you can handle those quickly. But remember, the most important thing is that you spend not too long on any question, and try to be as accurate as possible.